Good morning, Raptor freaks. Alexiot's here. Friday morning, second game of the Toronto Raptors versus the Philadelphia 76ers here in Toronto. And this is a big game. We want to win this game also. We won the game on Wednesday, and we did it in a convincing fashion. I want to build on this. I don't want to see any Doc Rivers adjustments. I don't want to see any newfound play from different Sixers and stuff like that. I just want to beat their ass again today. And well, we're going to do the regular old preview that we always do. Good morning, Raymond Jacob. Nice to see you here this morning talking to me. Of course, I start a little early because I like to get the spot early because that's what we need to do on game day. When we're playing another team, we need to get the spots early and stop them, whether it's defensive spots or 50-50 balls, rebounds, whatever it is. That ball is loose on the floor. You are diving and going after it, Raptors, just like I am with this stream starting it right now, baby. Yeah, Tom Duke, game day. Let's go. All right, Raymond, here's the answer to your question. Yes. I can't really say that I met Scottie, but I definitely was in his presence for seconds. Yes, it was very, very, very difficult situation at the Subway Bowl weigh-in event yesterday. It was something else. I'm going to tell you what. I got down there just before 4 o'clock, and people had already been lining up there since 9 a.m. that morning. And there were already 200 people about in line ahead of me. Well, behind me, there slowly but surely, but not slowly, very quickly, there was about 500 people behind me. It was crazy how many people were down there for that event, and they barely advertised it. Well, it was interesting. I was meeting all kinds of great Raptor fans in the line, and it was fun. I met this nice lady named Carmen who was in line for her son and her daughter just to get to meet Scottie and stuff, like get some stuff signed. I'm in line with a father and son who collects so much incredible artifacts to Toronto sports history. This guy's had every bobblehead, every jersey for the Blue Jays and the Raptors, and everybody. He had his Vince Carter collection alone. Amazing the jerseys and shoes this man has accumulated in his room, where he has everything in there. And I met this nice young man named Saad, who was about 6'6", 6'7", and he had an even bigger friend that was 7'7", that was supposed to come down there and go to the thing too. Well, made some good new friends waiting in the line. Well, the whole event was very crazy. They only could let 150 people into the space where they had the Subway pop-up shop. So they let the initial 150 in, and we were just on the outside. So we had to wait for somebody to come out for us to be able to go in. And it really did feel like one of the most exclusive nightclubs in Toronto. The line was down the block and for a couple of blocks. And it was a rope and the door person and say, no, you cannot come in until someone has left. Well, the things inside the event were things to do all night. People did not want to leave once they got in there. It was cold outside and dark, and they wanted to be in there with Scottie. And they wanted to shoot hoops and play basketball on the video games and eat try some of the Subway goodies that they had. They little sampler patterns, and they had a DJ, and Strizzy was there with the microphone doing the introduction of Scottie. Like, Strizzy at the game, like he's so good. I love Strizzy. And yeah, so it was a zoo. And I finally got inside there, and then Scottie finally showed up. He was not at the event for very long. Let's put it that way. I think he was at the event for under 2 hours. He may have been in the event for 90 minutes altogether. And well, there was a line outside to get inside, and then there was a line inside to get to Scottie. Well, I was not to be deterred. I did my best. I paired up with my buddy Saad, my new friend, my new Raptor freak friend Saad, and we made a partnership of trying to get through the crowd and stick together and get through it. Because this man Saad, he was a professional get my picture taken with famous people guy. He had a whole thing. You name a wrestler, you name a movie star, you name a Raptor, you name anybody, he's got a picture of himself with them. He had a picture of himself with every single current Raptor almost. It was crazy. So he's a pro at this. So I was like, all right, I'm going to stick with this dude. He knows what he's doing. And well, we did. We got our pictures taken with Scottie, and I have the picture. Raymond, you're not on Facebook with us because I shared the picture with everybody on the Raptor Freak Facebook chat that we have going on there. If you are on Facebook, Raymond, we will add you, and so you can see it. But yeah, it's a nice picture. I did not get to talk to him hardly at all, but there was a moment where he recognized me from the Twitch. It was when I said Raptor Freak to him. He came in, like, he did a little part where he ate some of the bowl and tried it, and like they filmed it. It's like the Subway commercial. He ate some of the bowl way in front of everybody at like a press conference. And then he came over to the other side of the building where he was going to take pictures with everybody, where we were lined up. And he came through this little back door and snuck right by me. And when he was walking by me, I said, Raptor Freak. And he looked straight at me and made eye contact with me. And he went peace. And he like saw who I was. And he like made sure to see who I was when he heard me say Raptor Freak. And so when I got through the line and I got up to next to him, I said, "Yo, I'm Raptor Freak from your Twitch. And I want to thank you for all the great Twitch this summer that you've been doing on there." He couldn't say anything because really, literally, there's a big, strong man who is controlling who comes near him and goes away from him. And they had to do that because it was so crazy in there, jam packed, full of people doing all kinds of crazy stuff, playing, shooting hoops, walking around, doing all kinds of stuff. So basically, I came up, got the picture taken, and then I was told to go away. But that was really so they could get as many people through. And it was cool. It was cool in a way. We definitely made a connection, and he figured out that I was that name, Raptors Freak, in the Twitch. And that was enough for me in some ways. I wanted to say some things like thank you and we believe in you and I'll keep going. Big Four, you're going to have a great season. You already are having a great season. Just keep going. But there was no chance to, barely any chance to get two words out. I basically said, I'm Raptors Freak, and he recognized me. And then boom, I was out the door. But I did get the picture. It's nice to see. But he is not signing anything. I could not get the jersey that Adriana gave me signed or anything like that. Nobody was getting anything signed. And I felt so bad for a lot of people that were there because they were probably turned away and not even able to get into the building in the first place because they were still lined up down the street when I came out. And then inside, some of the people who were lined up to get a picture with him probably did not get their picture with him either. Because when I got home finally, I took a cab home. He was on Twitch already. Should get on there, and I'm sharing the picture with everybody. And Shane Waters is like, he's on Twitch right now, guys. So we get on there, and we're hanging out on Twitch with him after the Subway pop up. And that was already before 8 o'clock. So he was really only there from maybe 6 to 7:30. And I was one of the lucky few that got a picture taken with him. So there's the story about yesterday. It really wasn't a chance to probably talk to him. You, Tom, you probably got to talk to him way more than I did in Victoria. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a madhouse, and I don't think Scottie enjoyed it, to be honest. It was so jammed up full of people, and it was not fun. Honestly, I got a little weird about pandemic stuff because I was so jammed up in such close company with so many people in a small area and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be monitoring my health for the next couple of days just in case. That's the story basically. So happy I met Big Four, Tommy. Yeah, I mean it kind of counts. At least he saw me, he met me for a second. It is what it is. And then we were talking later on, and he was like, "Yeah, it was crazy in the Subway event." Like he was talking a little bit about it on Twitch, but I think he kind of didn't want to talk about it too much. And he was watching highlights of the game against Philly on Wednesday night, which was a lot of fun to see him do that. Played a little bit of 2K23, and it was just stuff like that. You guys were there too. I know Tom was there and Shane was there and stuff like that. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Cool cat. Yeah, just dropping the story on you guys just now. That's basically what it was. But there was for a split second moment, I said Raptor Freak, and he turned and looked directly at me when I said that. And he's like, he made note of who said it, and I told him I'm Twitch family, and he respected and he liked that his Twitch family was showing up to see him and stuff like that. So salute Mike, Logical Raptors Fanatic. Go check out Logical Raptors Fanatic on YouTube. Great YouTube channel. Tom Duke saying, what do you think Scottie is talking about when he says he has met you 3 times? Must be someone like Nabadia, I bet. Last night's stream should have sorted things out. Did he say you met me 3 times? No, I don't think so. Maybe he's confused. Maybe he thinks I just travel around with the team. I don't know. We'll get it cleared up. WR Builds put that gift subscription right when we were explaining it to him, and he was reading it out, and the WR Build spams his gift subscriptions right at that moment, and it's too bad. But it is what it is. It could very well be that he thinks that we're the same person, and that we travel. Yeah, well, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. I don't think he's going to be on Twitch for a while because he's going to be very busy. And this may have been one of the easiest times for him to be on Twitch between this Philadelphia game, because I don't understand how he's going to able Twitch regularly during the season. The grind of the season with travel, games, practices, workouts, everything he's got to do. I don't understand it. I don't want him to put a detriment to his career just to come on there and talk to us on the video game and stuff like that. So I don't know. He said even last night, I don't know when I'm going to be able to see you guys again down the road on Twitch, because it is a grind, the NBA schedule, and I don't know how he could carve out time for this from time to time. Plus, there's a whole thing about, is the team doing well? Is he doing well? Because if the team's not doing well and he's not doing well, he should probably not get on Twitch, because he'll probably hear a bunch of bullshit from toxic fans or other fans, or just talking trash and stuff like that. In fact, there were some people talking trash to him last night on the Twitch, even. It was annoying. It's really annoying. All right, so let's go. Let's see. Isaac Campbell saying, so cool. Joseph Stark saying, who can taste the blood of the Sixers poured into our mouths? Man, you really make us sound like a cult, Joseph Starks. Let's see. Tonight we feast on the before 77ers. You know, there's a funny clip of the NBA season where they're talking about, and Joel comes out, it's the 77th season, right? Or the 76th season, and that they want to win. In fact, Random Gamer came in here as a Sixer fan and said, this is 76th season of the NBA. Shouldn't we win? Well, they're wrong, because it isn't the 76th season of the NBA. It's actually the 77th. Last year was the 76th year, and that was your year to win, Philadelphia. Because they celebrated the 75th season after the 75th season. So y'all are getting it all wrong. Year 75 was 2 years ago. Last year was the 76th season, and this year is the 77th season of the NBA. So there's no numerology in there to help you, 76ers, because it's the 76th season of the year. So you got it wrong, and they correct you in that video. It's hilarious. They say, no, it's 77th year, and they show Luca with the number 77 on there. Funny. It's funny stuff. Funny stuff. Let's see. Cool Cat's saying, oh, you got to meet Scottie. He is probably confused, wondering who all these Raptor freak folks are. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't understand exactly what is going on with us. He may think it's just one person, but you're wrong, Scottie. We need to tell him the truth, and we will. He will find out. He will learn over the time, and he'll figure it out. If he keeps going to other cities and he keeps hearing people yell it at him, maybe he'll understand that it's not just one dude traveling around following him. I don't know. Tom and I do look similar in some ways, but I don't know how tall Tom is, and I don't know if he's the same body type as me exactly. So I don't know. I think he can distinguish that we're two different people, but we'll see. He said we saw this 3 times. I don't know. Maybe he meant that he heard it in Montreal also. That he heard it in Victoria, he heard it in Montreal, and he heard it also in Toronto now, and stuff like that. Naco the Nacho saying, can you imagine losing twice in a row to the team you almost swept in the first round? Well, let's imagine it for them tonight, for sure. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm going to tell y'all right now, the ref crew is weird tonight. It is very strange. And I do feel like there's a ref hit job coming our way right now tonight. It's very weird. I'm not going to lie. You know what? Let's do what we do here. The injury report. The only person on our injury report right now is Otto Porter Jr. And the reasons have changed, y'all. They're saying that he's out for personal reasons at this point, and that he may be out for a little bit of time. They're not going to tell us the personal reasons or tell us what's going on, as we should not know. All I want to say is, Otto, whatever your personal reasons for not being able to play and be around the team right now, we wish you the best. And we just hope everything gets cleared up in the best possible outcome, whatever you are dealing with. We support you. And we can wait for you to come and join our team and get on this court with the Raptors in a Raptor uniform. We can wait. Some fans are throwing their hands up like, oh my gosh, he's never going to come. Y'all need to learn patience, because that's what it is, a virtue. Patience is a virtue. And if you are able to be patient, good things will come to you. So just let Otto sort his life out and do what he's got to do. And when he shows up, we'll be very happy. And he will show up. Trust me, guys. And it's not like you're getting value by the dollar by how much he plays. The value of Otto Porter will be over the whole entire season by the time we get the playoffs and when we're in the playoffs. So this time right now, don't think we're getting cheated because we're paying him and he's not playing for us. Some fans are like that. It's so weird. Now, on the Sixers side, everybody's cleared. There are no injuries at all listed for the 76ers. So it'll be the same as last game. What I have to say about that is if we're such a dirty team, if we're such a dirty team, why aren't some of y'all's guys missing tonight? If we're so dirty and you're so worried, like we would have injured somebody if we're so badass and so wrong. But all you guys are exactly healthy, Philadelphia. So no, okay. So there's no injuries really, other than Otto's not going to be available. That is it right there. There you go. Yeah. All right, let's go. Let me see what else you guys are saying here. I like this. Yeah, I did mention the Twitch. He knew that I was Raptors Freak from the Twitch, and then he knew I was the specific one, and also that I was Twitch family. So yes, he did know that. Cool Cat saying, I hope Scottie doesn't get sick from all those people in there. Yeah, like I was a little worried about that myself. There's so many people in there. I didn't think that event was very, very well planned. The people that were hosting it were trying their hardest, but they didn't have any rhyme or reason. There wasn't totally fairness in there. That people were kind of pushing and getting and jumping in line and getting ahead in front of people in some ways that wasn't exactly right and stuff like that. So yeah, I really hope he doesn't get sick too. And the other thing about last night that was weird was he was watching Aiden Ross play Flight on a clip and he was reacting to it. And that was such bad basketball. Like Aiden Ross and Flight can't play. They were shooting bricks, air balls. They got tired right away. And we were watching like almost a 20-minute clip of them playing horrible basketball. And we were saying, don't watch this, Scottie. You know, you don't want this bad play to rub off on you in any kind of way. I was like telling him, get a palate cleanser, go watch some good basketball after that, because that was awful. Those two guys, they're not basketball players. They're reactors on YouTube. And it's like, why are you watching this whole thing? It's like, we don't need that kind of vibe coming towards you from that. We were all saying that at the time. It's funny because he shouldn't have been watching Aiden Ross play Flight, but he wanted to see what it was like, the clip. And I'm like, no, don't let their bad basketball rub off on you. We were a little bit worried about that. So Johnny Alvarez has a prediction for the score tonight. I like it. He's saying it is going to be 122 to 110 Raptors. You go, Johnny Alvarez. We like that prediction, and let's lock it in. That may be a little high for the score just because we're Eastern Conference and we're defensive grind kind of games. But hey, I'd love to see that score. A 12-point win is what I like. Yeah. Cool Cat saying he might think it's a group called Raptor Freak. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll get a chance to explain it to him when things aren't a little too hectic. Even on the stream last night, he felt really hectic in his energy also. It's hard not to after being in that building, even for just a little bit. It was crazy in that subway pop-up. I'm not going to lie. It was jammed full of people. It was loud, and it was just overwhelming. Let's just put it that way. Joseph Stark saying that face Scottie made was him realizing Raptor Freak is some kind of shapeshifter. You know, yeah, he was a little bit like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I want him to know what's going on, just so he's not worried that there's some weird shit going on or something like that. Nako saying, I'm sure Otto wants to be here much more than someone like Goran. Oh yeah, Otto wants to play. He's fully in and he's fitting with us. It's just that he's not been available yet. And some Raptor fans are impatient, is all I'm saying. Is they're like, oh, they want to really see him so bad, but they got to understand he's got to heal from his whatever injury is hurt with the hamstring, and then boom, he's got to also like take care of something else now all of a sudden. So hopefully this all goes smooth and quickly. But the exact quote from Nick Nurse is he's going to be out for a little bit. Now, whenever Nick Nurse says a little bit, I don't know if that means a couple days, a couple weeks. I don't know. We'll have to see what it means. Raymond Jacobs saying on Instagram, if you tag Scottie in your picture, won't he see it? Then he'll know for sure. see your face. Yeah, I could probably do that. Maybe I will do that, Raymond Jacob. I might do that actually. Let's see. Shane Waters is saying it was hard to watch. He's talking about the flight versus Aiden Ross. Really, really hard to watch. Really, really hard to watch. Isaac was saying maybe wearing that Tom Duke to Subway confused him. Maybe wearing that Tom Duke to Subway? What? Wearing what, Tom Duke? And Scott B saying, let's go, Raptors. Tonight, the Raptors get another coach fired. Sixers fans are turning on him. Yeah, this will be real bad if like Doc keeps losing. He may be in big trouble and stuff like that. Monique saying, good morning, everyone. What way to go, Scottie. Happy for you, Lex. Thank you, Monique. It was fun. It was a little anticlimactic and weird, but it was what it was. And I do have a picture of me with Scottie Barnes at this point, but that is it at now. Tom Duke saying, Isaac, you are now confusing me. Feel bad for Raptors Freak if he looks like me. No, Tom, you look like you could be kin to me. Honestly, I've seen pictures of you, and I've been like, this guy actually looks like he could be related to me. I mean, you have the gap teeth, the tooth that is kind of in my family and stuff like that, Tom. So you could look like one of my cousins. Seriously, I have a cousin that lives in Saskatoon who looks a little bit like you. I'm not gonna lie. Glamma D's here. Good to see Twitch family representing in the Raptors Freak live stream. 76ers fans are crying like we beat them up or back in a back alley or something. I know. Listen, this is what's happening right now, Glamma. I love this. We're more like Sixers fans than Sixers fans. They used to be tough. They used to be shit talkers. They used to be like unbothered. They used to be people that didn't give a fuck. Well, now they're little whiny crying babies. And we are more like Sixer fans, toughness, we don't give a shit kind of people than they are at this point. It's so sad that y'all turned into wussies. What's wrong with y'all different fan nations right now? Whether you're Cavaliers Nation or you're Sixers Nation, even Heat Nation, a little bit of whining and crying after you play the Raptors these days. What is up with y'all? Be big adult. Grow up. Grow up. It's basketball. It's physical. This is the way it's played. It's always been played this way. They used to keep them in cages because it was so dangerous what was happening on the court. They were called cagers, and the court had a whole fence around it. And so the people could be protected from the players because they were literally so physical and hitting each other and stuff like that on the court. The cagers of the original basketball history, way back in like the 30s, I'm talking about, y'all. So listen, y'all are soft, Philly. What happened to you? You used to be so much stronger and like more tough as far as being Flyers fans, being Eagles fans, being Phillies fans, being Sixers fans. Well, y'all are soft. The way y'all react to us and whine and cry. Oh, they're trying to hurt Maxie. Oh, they're trying to do this. Y'all toughen up. Go ask your dad. Go ask your grandfather how Sixers fan used to be. And how they weren't like, don't take no mess and weren't so whiny, crying babies like you guys are now. So maybe it's just these young Sixer fans are, oh, they're hurting us. Toughen up. Because Sixers Nation used to be a lot more tough and able to take this kind of stuff. You're pathetic, Sixers Nation. That's my rant for y'all this morning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Glamma D, that's what I have to say to them right now. What happened to you, Sixers Nation? Y'all used to have an edge. Y'all used to be a little bit more tough. Now you're little wussies. That's what I got to say. Cool Cat saying, Otto also had a long season from championship. No need to rush back. We need him more for a long playoff run. Yes. Cool Cat hitting all exact reasons. This man played longer than anybody because he was on the championship team last year. This man is an older player. He does not need some of the early reps that some of the younger players are getting for development reasons. He is somebody that is a known quantity to a degree, and he's not somebody we need to develop or figure out. We just need to add him later, and hopefully he meshes quickly and fits real nice. But that's the thing. It's going to be what it's going to be. And honestly, I like having a couple guys out all the time for whatever reason. And the reason why is we have to be forced to look and take looks at different guys and give other people chances. So even this year, if things happen, God forbid anything too serious or too long, then, a couple guys are missing one game, they get a rest game or something like that. I like that kind of stuff. because that means we're going and delving into the parts of the roster and playing them also, and giving people like Justin Champagny a chance and stuff like that. That's why I have no problem with this. Mars saying, "Man, we're so stacked, we don't even need Otto with any urgency. Like, let him take the time he needs." Yes, voices of reason from Cool Cat and Mars Smith. So if you hear other Raptor fans in other spaces complaining about Otto, well, when's he going to show up? Yeah, to let him know. Say, listen, let the man have his time, because we are very lucky and blessed as a team to not absolutely need him right now, right away. Yeah, Tom, I seen the picture of you with this. This is a family trait in my family. So maybe you are related to me and a couple of cousins removed or something like that. Who knows, Tom? We could be family. You do have Eastern European roots, and so do I. Who knows? Logical saying Otto got sat, but in thought of keeping him healthy for when we need him. Personally, reasons could be just a load management thing. No, it doesn't seem like that. When the interview happened, there was a little tinge of sadness in Nick Nurse's voice from what I could hear. And I don't think this is something that Otto saw happening, and that is something that is that he needs to take care of in his personal life. So hopefully it's something that isn't too awful or bad, and it just gets cleared up and everything works out. I've said the same thing about Kyle Lowry's personal things last year, and this is the kind of situation that we need to just respect his privacy and be supportive. It's the same kind of thing that Kyle went through in the middle of the season last year on Miami, where he missed a big chunk of their season because of personal reasons, and it's none of our business. Then this is what it is. It's not an injury at this point. It is personal reasons is why. Tom Duke saying Sixers are going to want this, but also know how tough the Raptors are. Well, I was trying to say to Scottie last night, the Sixers are going to come back way tougher and more energetic. They're going to try harder on defense. If Doc Rivers is any kind of coach, he has to light a fire under them and try and get a better result tonight. So the fight may be a little bit more boom, 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 and a little bit more intense tonight. And it may not be as easy as it was on Wednesday. We want to see the Raptors win, but there may be more of a test tonight. And that's what I was going to say in the keys to victory. So, as well as they played the other night, they have to play just as well, if not a little bit better, because we are going to see the Sixers adjust and try and do a couple of things differently from the last game. Who knows what they're going to do exactly? But we need to be ready for anything and build off of the really good stuff that we were doing. Now, it seems like the Sixers are a pushover in a way where if you give them some resistance and kick their butt for a little while, they may just roll over and let you win by the end of the game in some ways. Like, they will quit on their coach at some point, hopefully, maybe tonight, if they get too frustrated from the Raptors' overwhelming size and activity around them. Maybe they'll roll over a little bit tonight, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We want to break their will. We want to break their spirit and show them that y'all are a 1-5 team and y'all need to go to that record tonight and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Mars Smith saying, can you speak on the LA copycats? I mean, Clippers update on Leonard. Well, I'm not totally up to speed completely on what's happening with the Clippers, but Kawhi is already missing games right now, and I don't like this. This is really bad for the Clippers. If you wanted to get going and be one of the top teams in the West, Kawhi needs to be there, because I did look at the box score for the Clippers last night. They lost, and Paul George was ineffective. In fact, he was absolute shite. And John Wall was okay off the bench. And it's weird that he comes off the bench for them. But they really need Kawhi to get going, because their record is not that good right now. I think they're 2-3 out there in the West. And yeah, Clippers, you should be doing better and stuff. But yeah, I don't even think they're copycats of us at this point, because they can't copy Nick Nurse and the way he coaches. And they can't copy the way we play with such intensity. Sure, they can go and get Norman, Serge, and Kawhi Leonard, but they cannot exactly copy what we're doing in Toronto. So, Steve Ballmer, you can have all the money in the world, but you can't buy intangibles. You can't buy drive, and you can't buy spirit to be at the game and to play your absolute best. And that's not what you're getting in Clippers land with who you're paying and what you're doing with your personnel there. Logical saying personal reasons doesn't continue the injured look, or they would have said knee imaging managing. I'm not sure, Mike. You really got to clean up how you write. You're not making sentences that make sense. Personal reasons doesn't continue. What does that mean, bro? I think that he has personal reason. I'm just going to listen to what Nick Nurse said. He can't play because he has a personal reason. Last week it was a hamstring. He may have been magically ready, but then they turned around and say, "Oh, this is a problem now," and they're switching it to that. So I don't know. I think his knee's fine. He may be physically ready to play. It's now he's got a personal reason for why he can't play right now. And like I said, it's none of our business. These are NBA players. They have to be able to have privacy in their own lives and stuff. G saying when you have a team of 6'9" players, their physicality will show more on the court. A team with small players, even if they push us, it's like hitting a rock. Yeah. Yeah, that is a big strength for us this year. And I love that part of us that we are big and we can bully. We've been doing it for sure. Nako saying Embiid oversells his fouls a lot. Oh, yeah. Quite a few of the people in the NBA are doing that these days. And Embiid is on that list for sure. Logical saying Otto has an injury history as well. Okay, sure. But I'm going to listen. I don't think they're liars. Let's just put it that way, Mike. They tell me it's a personal reason, and I believe them. And look, we can start painting brushes on Otto and say, oh, he's injured all the time. He hasn't even played for us yet. I mean, sure, whatever. I don't really care. Otto could play 5 games for us this season, and I'd be fine, and I'd be happy with it. So I think we have different things that we worry about or care about as it goes with Otto Porter. He's a great addition to the team, and hopefully he'll be able to contribute. But also, I'm like, you know what? If he plays 5 regular season games and he's healthy for the playoffs and we can use him in the playoffs, I have no problem with that. So once again, I have no angst about him missing games like some other people do, apparently. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sue. Monique is saying it was great to watch Scottie's Twitch last night. Play good tonight like Wednesday. We're good to go, Raptors. Yes, Monique, I'm glad that you're there live watching it with us and stuff like that. Max was getting more of an interview at some points last night, that he was really interacting with the chat for a bit, getting all the questions answered and stuff like that. So it was cool. And Scottie went to practice after the Twitch last night. So he had a really full day. He had a morning practice. He did an interview, and then he went and did the Subway Bowlway pop-up. Then he was whisked back home, and he was on Twitch for a couple hours. And then, boom, he went back to OVO and did a night workout also last night. So he's very, very busy dude yesterday on a day off. The healthiest team wins the chip. To a degree. I mean, if you can weather a couple major injuries because you have a balanced team, yeah, who knows? There have been teams in the history of the NBA that have been not as healthy and won. You know, some of this stuff like I think of is like, think about the Lakers with Kareem going out and Magic having to win it without Kareem being there for some of the games and stuff like that. So this is true. The healthiest team has won more often probably, but there are teams that have been less healthy that have overcome the odds and beat the other team still that was more healthy than them. So that's not always completely true. Bradley saying, yo, 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 good morning, Lex. And Rapid Freaks, let's go. Bradley, Tada, go call Tada if you need things done around your house in the 416. They will help you, the brothers Tada. Sue saying, let's take it to the Sixers tonight. They will want revenge, but we got this. That's right. Let's just build on what we did really well against them in the first game and not let up. Have no mercy. You know you need to beat them again. And I know Scottie has that eye of the tiger about winning this game tonight also. He's all about the big dubs. In fact, at one point last night, he's playing NBA 2K, and he's calling them tryhards because they're people that play NBA 2K 24/7, and they've leveled their game up so high and crazy. And he's playing them, and they're kicking his butt. But these are people that are playing all the time, and it's not totally fair at this point. And Scottie's saying, you know what? I don't even give a shit about this game anymore because you know what? I'm playing NBA 2K23 in real life. You go ahead and make your players so good and beat me in this game. I don't care because I'm doing this shit in real life. And that's really what he's got to think about. In some ways, I don't want him to play 2K anymore, because he doesn't look good when he plays it at this point, because he cannot put the time in like some of these people that play it like professionally. It seems like they play it so much. So it's not fair to him. So it's like, I understand why it's no fun to him at this point. Plus, these are people coming after him because they see the NBA logo above his player and know that that's Scottie Barnes. And they just want to feel good and say, oh, I beat Scottie Barnes in video games. Well, there's a lot of people that can say that. And that's not a reflection on him. It's just that he doesn't get enough time to play as you guys do. And that his NBA 2K23 game that he should be worried about is in real life. So let's just let him worry about the real life NBA 2K23 and not the video game and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Cool Cats going to the game tonight. We'll be chanting, we the fans are the sixth man of the game. You go, Cool Cat. Get those defense chants loud. Boo some Joel Embiid if you get a chance, and maybe yell some Raptor freaks in there a little bit in the middle too. So we really confuse Scottie Barnes. Yeah, so good. Marie Jo saying, hopefully not marital issues. Yeah, let's hope it's not that. Let's hope it's not anything to do with any loved ones that aren't doing well. Anything like that for Otto Porter Jr. We don't want him to have personal problems, and hopefully everything will get fixed and figured out right away. Indeed, it is not our business. Exactly. That's right. We're guardians to help them and protect them. We are not tabloid, exploitative people that want to just find out every little dirty detail. We want to protect and honor and respect our Toronto Raptors. Cool Cat saying, yeah, I feel bad for Kyle too. His mom's still not back on Twitter. Heartbreaking. So it probably is something that is not his mother is not doing well, but we don't know exactly still. He hasn't said, but he did say at the beginning of the season that the problem is still ongoing and that it has not been resolved. And it is in the back of his head all the time. Kyle Lowry with his personal issue from last year, the thing that he had to miss games for. Sue's saying we are a better fourth quarter team too. I think so. We got Mr. Fourth quarter Freddie, who takes over games, does whatever needs to be done, carries water, passes the ball around, does whatever needs to be done for the Raptors to win games. Fourth quarter Freddie. I love having that manager out there to help us win. And then we have some very high clutch players like Gary Trent Jr., Pascal Siakam, Scottie Barnes. These guys are actually ranking really high on the clutch factor stats that they take care of. That the Raptors perform really, really well in clutch situations. That our stats show that. And Gary Trent is actually one of the most clutch shooters at the end of the game by the stats. So put some respect on GTJ's name because that man is a clutch player and he may miss some shots, but he's doing some good stuff. Let's see. Logical saying, I don't know. It's just my opinion on what's happening with the big wrinkle. Big wrinkle. What's the wrinkle? You're trying to, you're assuming things, Mike, and we don't need to assume things. We just need to take them at face value for what they tell us and stuff like that. And with this subject, this is something where it's just a nonstop. You just stop. You say, no, you don't go any further. They say it's personal issues. We don't care. You take the time you need to take, Otto, and then come back. And everything will be fine. Monique saying yesterday was the 905 Media Day, November 5th. Let's go. Thank you, Monique, for keeping an eye on the 905. I am really having a hard time keeping up with what's going on with them also at the same time because there's just so much. And especially yesterday was such a madhouse at the Subway pop-up and stuff like that. So it was Media Day. Cool. I love hearing this edition of the 905, and I want to see Christian play with them. But for some reason, I know he's going to play with them a lot, but it's like he's very much on a part of the main team already. And it's going to be weird balancing Christian Coloco with the 905 and the main roster Raptors. It could be very similar to Delano working and playing so much like he did last year. Because we're going to want him on that main roster and we're going to want to use him. And he may be playing like really big starter minutes on the 905 games also simultaneously during this season. So Christian's going to be very interesting to see how maybe he fast tracks with his development because of so much time on the court between the Raptors and the Raptors 905 and stuff like that. Starks is saying, Joseph Starks is saying, 76ers beat writer said yesterday that was the best Maxey, Harden, and Embiid had played all year. So we took them on playing their best and beat them handily. Woo-sa! Yeah, well, that's good. I know Joel looked the best. And maybe that was Maxey's best game too. I don't think that was Harden's best game though. But then again, I could be wrong. Players never leave for anything other than death or birth. Whatever the case, none of our business. Best wishes. It could be. Hopefully, maybe he is having a baby. Let's think positive. And maybe it is that he needs time away because he's about to have a kid. So who knows? Once again, I want to think the best for Otto and hope everything's going to work out exactly how he needs it to work out. and how it would be best for everybody and his family and whatever it is. Random Gamers here. Okay, good to see Sixers fan is here with us this morning. Good morning, guys. If the Sixers drop to 1-5, I might actually cry. This team is so hard to watch right now. I know, man. And I feel for you guys because you were bought and sold a really good product before the season that they told you this was going to be a different kind of year. And it's not happening that way. I really think y'all need to get Doc out of there as quickly as possible. I think that there's something wrong with how he motivates y'all's team, that he's not getting what he needs to get out of your team in general ways, like effort on defense, because it was so showing that we didn't get to the line that much because you guys weren't even getting near us and we shot 55% from the field. That is bad defense and poor effort. And that to me is the coach not lighting a fire on the Sixers' asses to play harder. Now let's see if they get adjustment and he gets something out of them out of pride or saying stuff or whatever. But yeah, this is really bad. And I know how you feel from past years with the Raptors in different ways and stuff like that. But yeah, this sucks. But in some ways, hey. But I respect you being here this morning, Random Gamer, and interacting with us on the morning of game 2 against the Sixers tonight. And as we always do, let's practice a moment of good sportsmanship like we do between us and say, let's see a good game, a good entertaining game. We don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want any of the cheap shots. We don't want any of the stupid shit that happens physically sometimes. We just want to see good basketball, good competitive, entertaining game between the Sixers and the Raptors tonight. And respect to Sixers Nation and Random Gamer from Raptors Nation and Raptors Freak and stuff like that. Yeah. Tom Duke's saying, poor Random, just be a Raps fan. Tears don't always help get JoJo the call. The ref report will be key again, of course. Raptors roster will adapt and overcome. All right, guys, let's do it. Since Tom brought it up, the ref report is right now here. Boom. Maybe I need theme music when I do different segments or something. All right, the refs tonight are very weird, and I don't exactly like them. Our senior ref tonight is Eric Lewis, and this is his 20th year in the NBA. He went to Bethune-Cookman College. He's from Daytona Beach. His favorite television show is Martin. That's a great show, by the way. Martin with Martin Lawrence. I love that show. Favorite meal is lasagna, and his hidden talent is drawing. Now, Eric Lewis is one of the refs that's in that category with Tony Brothers and those guys as being like one of these senior refs that is kind of not like totally good for us. We have a 49.3 win percentage over our franchise history with Eric Lewis refereeing, and that is barely over our 48 win percentage as a franchise. But the Sixers have a worse win percentage underneath him, which is okay. They have a 47.1, but it's all very close. And he is the only ref that's actually friendly to us. I don't know anything. It really is kind of like he's not even that friendly to us. That's the thing. Eric Lewis is not that friendly to us, and he's going to be very much in charge tonight because the other two refs are not very well. Marat Kugat is our second ref. He's from Kiev, Ukraine, and he lives in Boca Raton. And his favorite show is Family Guy. His favorite movie is Catch Me If You Can. He loves Billy Joel, and he's a magician. That's his hidden talent. He's a magician. Well, he's one of the worst refs for the Raptors statistically. He's going into his 15th year, and we have a 39% win percentage. He is one of the worst middle. He's the worst middle ref as far as middle experience, having teens experience for our percentage, 39%. He is in the category with Danica Mosier, John Butler, Brandon Schwab. He is a horrible ref for us, and he's actually a pretty good ref for the Sixers. They win 48.3% of the time when he referees. So I don't like the middle ref at all. He's a Ukrainian ref. That's not why I don't like him. I don't like him because we have a horrible record under him. So Marat Kugat is not one that we really wanted to see. Now, the third ref is very intriguing. It's once again a mystery ref, somebody who's barely refed in the league. In fact, I went and looked at their stats, and they've only refed one game in the NBA ever. And that was earlier this season. It was Utah versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves beat the Utah Jazz earlier this season. Pat O'Connell is his name. He has barely he doesn't have a profile up, and we have never had him referee a game for us. He's refereed one game in the NBA ever. So he's refereeing his second game ever tonight, the third ref. So I don't have any idea what Pat O'Connell is going to be like. I just know his name and that he's refereed one game so far. So the ref crew is not friendly to us, and it's a little unknown. Eric Lewis is not the best crew chief for us. And Marat Kugat is a horrible ref for us in the middle. Pat O'Connell, I have no idea who this dude is. And like I said, he's only ref one game. This will be his very second refed game ever. So that it's not the most experienced crew, and they're not friendly to us. So this could smack of a ref hit job tonight. So we really need to watch this crew. The crew on Wednesday was friendly to us. This one is not. I'm going to say that right now. So Eric Lewis, please call it fair down the line. And Kugat, please, you have been horrible to the Raptors. There's no reason why we have only won less than 40% of our games with you refereeing in the last 15 years, because we have had the best stretch of Raptors basketball in the history of Raptors basketball over the last 15 years. So how the hell have we won only 39% of our games with Marat Kugat refereeing? Is it because they're really bad games, tough games, or games that we just shat the bed? I don't know. Let's just say the track record with him is awful. And that's over 15 years of winning, of Raptors basketball winning. So that's where I get real fishy and real weird about a player like him. So a referee like him. So it is what it is. Ref report is not the best. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Let's keep going on the comments. A logical saying, I'm playing devil's advocate on the Otto scenario and stating facts, and pulling a logical theory could be true. Will keep his history in mind. I'm not worried about Otto. I wish him the best. Okay, yeah. Well, just think about your motives with it, Mike. I don't mind you playing a devil's advocate with me. In fact, I encourage that. I like to have people question me and kind of like, make a debate with me to a degree. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think you're making something out of nothing. And let's not read into it. Let's just take it as it is stated to us and not go any further. That it's just personal reasons, none of our business. He'll be back when he's ready and stuff like that. Sue saying, hey, random gamer, I feel for you. From a Philly fan, what do you think the issue has been with them so far this season? As this was a surprise to most people. Is it the coaches or is it the coach or the players? Let's see. Random gamer saying, man, Tom, right now I'd rather root for any other team, but I got to stick with my team, sadly. See, he's a real one. That's a Sixers freak. That is a real one. And you know what? In some ways, I respect that so much because I've been that dude on the other side with the Raptors. That I went through all the losing of all the different years, whether it's Bargnani Bosch losing, whether it's losing at the very beginning of the franchise, losing right after Vince left, all that kind of stuff. I know how he feels, and I was stuck with them too. So I respect the hell out of that, random gamer, that you're not switching up. Cowboys saying, I don't think it's a big deal. Otto's going to be just fine. Yeah, I'm with that. I like that. Random gamer saying, hey, Sue, I believe it's a mixture of coaching and guys not wanting to play defense. We're the worst team in transition defense is just really bad. Yeah, and you guys' pace is weird too. Like you guys aren't pushing tempo, and you have a really weird offensive pace right now also. So you're slow on both ends of the court, and that is a telltale sign that the players aren't trying and stuff like that. Because obviously you guys played at a certain level in the playoffs last year with pretty much the same team, and it's just not happening so far this season. That's weird. Y'all play at a high level against us in the playoffs, but now at the beginning of the season, it's like it's gone. I don't know what it is. It's really weird because you haven't had that much turnover with your roster. Your roster is pretty much the same team in a lot of respects, with just a couple of side players kind of switched in and out, like PJ Tucker and Montrezl Harrell in and Melton, but then a couple guys gone. But there's not really that drastic of a change to your roster, and that's a weird thing to me. That you guys built something and it's apparently gone all of a sudden. I don't understand that. Cool Cat saying it seems Koloko might only be able to play when 905 and Raptors are in town at the same time. He will get a lot of experience. Yeah, that probably will be true. That if we're on the road and we want him on the main roster team, we're going to bring him with us. So it's going to be like that. So I think you're right that there's going to be like he won't make all the 905 games, but he will make a lot of them. And it'll probably be coinciding with the schedule of the Raptors, coinciding with the 905 schedule. Sue saying, random, yes, the defense wasn't great the other night. I really don't get it. There's a lot of talent on Philly. Well, we know James Harden's not going to add to the defensive makeup of a team in some ways. So it really is kind of, he has to be made up for in some ways. And that's the hard thing. It's like you're making up for a guy you have to play a lot, the high usage, and that's tough. And in some ways, Joel, as being as good as he is, he has some limitations in some ways defensively that teams can exploit and stuff like that. So they have a couple of defensive things that they have to make up for and cover up, and they're not covering up them at all right now. And that's part of the problem. I really do like like I said, Joel played really good against us on Wednesday. And if that was their best game so far and they still lost by 10, that is scary to Sixer fan, I'm sure. Logical saying the subject of load management labels came up on another channel. Now there are fines for sitting games with a real reason. So there will be some fudging of injury report stuff this game. You mean there will be fines for sitting games without a real reason? Mike, you really got to spell check before you write your stuff, because you said with a real reason. I know what you mean. They do want to crack down on this, and they do want to make sure guys aren't just sitting for the sake of sitting. But listen, also in some ways it's a privacy thing where if the Players Association has a bargain that players have a right to privacy, that they can say something like a private reason, and that's good enough. I mean, we'll see. I want to see if any teams get in trouble for load management this year and with a bullshit excuse for why people aren't available and stuff like that. That's a whole other issue than what we're talking about with Otto, though, and stuff like that. Cool Cat saying Fred and his fiance are expecting. So, hey, a championship baby this season. Woo! This is true. There's another baby on the way for the Van Vliet family. This is good news. This is very good news. I think that this is fantastic. She was Shantae was bragging on Twitter last night that she got the Fred Jr. from the car seat into the bed without waking him up, and that's a real accomplishment sometimes. It's so fun. In some ways, I love hearing the little tweets from her and their life as a family with the kids and trying to take care of them and stuff like that. It's such a cool little window of hearing about their lifestyle and as a young family with young children and stuff like that. And it sounds like the family is growing. So congratulations. This is really good news, because this is good stuff for the Raptors winning. Trust me. It may be a little shaky around that time when the baby is about to come. But once that baby comes, look out, and we'll see Fred play in a whole other way this year. And maybe we can time it up like we did when we won the first championship in 2019 to be in something like, well, all of a sudden Freddie gets that baby boost in the middle of the playoffs like he did in 2019. And he's a whole other player all of a sudden, because all the worry and stress of leading up to the birth is out of the way. And he feels jubilation and joy over having another child in his family and stuff like that. This is really good news, Cool Cat. I have not heard this news until you just said this. So congratulations to the Van Vliet family. This is going to be awesome. Okay, you did fix it later. All right, I got you here, Mike. I see the without there. With or without you. All right. Isaac Campbell's saying, I expect to see a lot of free throws to start the game. I hope Embiid doesn't get reckless and playing physical, but Raptors need to come out strong. Of course, we need to do this every game from now on. No more getting down by double digits early. Just come out and be the aggressor and be the team that does the best on the court, Raptors. You can do this. Logical saying, Magic calls coming OGs, not like this. Magic calls. What? Are you talking about Orlando Magic? Are you talking about Magic Johnson? Or because the guy is a magician? Margot Kugat is a magician, apparently, is what it is. Alistair saying, we got to play like this all the time. Yeah, the game on Wednesday was a good building block, and a lot of new stuff was learned, and a lot of synergy and things were found. Let's build on it and continue it. Yes, very much so. Logical saying, Philly ref hit Mafia hit job? I don't think so. I mean, Eric Lewis is from Florida. Murat is from Ukraine, but lives in Florida now. And I don't know where the hell Pat O'Connell's from. I mean, I have no idea. I don't have any information on him other than he's ref just one game his whole entire career. Tom Duke saying, scary ref report right there. Geez, go Raptors. Yeah, Eric Lewis may be our best ally, and he is not an ally. Trust me. All right, see, 100% respect for Random Gamer. Respect to Random Gamer for sure. Mike saying, Keith Pompamatic. That's a cool name, Keith Pompamatic. Went in on it yesterday about the Philly transition defense. Yeah, hey, I don't mind. They have a horrible transition defense because our fast break was looking real good on Wednesday night and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know that name. Maybe I'll have to go find that channel today. Maybe if I have a chance. Evelyn saying, "Good morning, feeling the big W tonight. Let's go Raptors." Yes, Raptor freak Granny Evelyn, you go too. And I'm so happy to hear about the results of your MRI on your Facebook. That's good news, and we're so happy for you, Evelyn. And hopefully, all your health, anything is going on with you, just good stuff for you too. We're wishing good stuff for Otto, wishing good stuff for Evelyn also with anything she's dealing with health wise. Canadian Cowboys saying, everyone enjoy your day, guys and gals. Let's go, Raptors. Got to go back to work. Later, Raptors call. We gonna another W, and Koloko gonna dunk on Embiid tonight. Yes, Bradley, you go. You work hard. You put in that work today, Bradley, in your work, and think about that work you put into what you're doing, and think about the Raptors and how they put in work. In fact, some ways the way you honor work and put in hard work today is just like them, and you can send that energy of your blue collar work hard spirit, and that will be put into the energy spirit of the Raptors and their mindset because you're out there busting your ass yourself. So you go, Bradley, and brother and family, and whatever you guys are doing, what project you're doing today. And Sue, yes, for Evelyn. Yes, I'm so happy for Evelyn. Logical saying Championship Fred Jr. is an effing legend. Yes, Fred Van Vliet Jr. is somewhat on the list of MVPs for our 2019 championship, and somewhere down the list. He's got to be an important part of it and his factor and stuff like that. So who knows? Either his new sister or brother coming this year, hopefully will have that same kind of effect as Fred Jr. Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's such good news, Cool Cat. I love hearing that. Let's see. Logical saying GOT style, that guy that kills Mormont. I'm an effing legend. Keith Pompey. Uh, they have a new. It's not Game of Zones like they had those mashup of Game of Thrones in the NBA that was out on Bleacher Report a few years ago. They quit doing it, and they really kind of quit it right around when the Raptors won the championship because they didn't want to make an animation telling the story of how we won. Those cheap bastards from New Jersey. Yeah, they were Nets fans that made that thing. Well, there's a new thing out, and it's anime style, kind of like Dragon Ball Z. And it's the NBA once again, and they've got all the NBA players in it. It's like heroes something or something like that, NBA heroes or something, and it's kind of cool. There's a little bit of that same kind of Game of Zones thing going on in it, so we'll have to see if there's more episodes of it. We have very little bit of Raptors content in it. There's basically a still photo of Devin Booker fighting the Raptor mascot in a picture, and that's all that we get in the content so far. Of course, it's centered around people like Joel and Jason Tatum and people like that. It's really kind of annoying, but something to check out on Bleacher Report, a new kind of Game of Zones kind of thing, but it's more anime like Dragon Ball Z kind of stuff. It's very interesting. It's a little bit influenced by the Raptors, the real mascot matchup that I'm going to do in just a second, stuff like that. Cool Cat saying, think of Koloko. He will play in every game for a few minutes. Nick Nurse really likes him. He always says the refs have to respect his Pac-12 defensive player, fast track development. Yeah, I don't know if any of the respect from college does get translated. I mean, seriously, these refs don't know him from college days. They don't watch the college game, I don't think. Maybe some of them do, but not all of them. And so that the respect has to be earned again, even though he has that respect from that. And Nick has said that. They may not know or understand that. And it's going to be a learning curve and a process all over again for Koloko in the NBA level. It sucks. It should transfer, but it doesn't always, is the thing. Monique saying, news and notes. I don't know if you remember Megan McPeak. She did the 905 season, works for the Wizards now. Okay, so a lot of different people that have been working with us are going to other teams, like Amy Otterbert going to Miami, and now we know Megan McPeak has gone to the Wizards and stuff like that. Who's going to be doing the games for 905 this year? Since Savannah has been bumped up and stuff like that, it'll be very interesting. I mean, I'm sure we'll still see Javon and stuff like that, but we'll have to see who's next. Logical saying Game of Zones was fire. It was pretty good. I liked it, but they really didn't do us right. And it was really kind of wrong, some of the stuff they did with us. We deserved to get our episode because they were trying to build it like the Celtics were going to become the Spurs of the East. And they wanted to say all this different stuff and have these storylines. Well, their storylines got wrecked by the Toronto Raptors. And it may be that they made a bunch of animation for that season, but they couldn't put it out because it wasn't true to what happened in the game. And that there's all kinds of things. I actually wrote them and told them they were losers for not coming through and making the whole season after the Raptors won the championship and telling the story of how we won the championship in that world. So yeah, I don't like them. I thought it was a very creative concept and it was well done in certain ways, but also it was a thing to take cheap shots at other fans and nations other than the ones that they rooted for, which very much was Brooklyn and Boston. Those were the two teams that favored in Game of Zones. And so I kind of think the people who made it were pieces of shit. And that, but the content was an interesting idea. And if somebody had made it in a better way, as far as it being fair to all the teams and actually kind of telling the real story of what happened in the NBA season, I would have enjoyed it more and stuff. But they were made by homers for a certain team. It's like if I made that cartoon, I would make it very centric towards the Raptors. I shouldn't make that cartoon. They should have had somebody who's impartial make the cartoon and really mirror and parallel the real NBA season with the storyline. And they couldn't do that. They had no ability to do that because they were Raptor haters, obviously, that made that show. And for that matter, that's why I hate them because they're Raptor haters, obviously. Click saying, I hope we win tonight. It will be very hard. Unfortunately, gonna miss most of the game because I'm going out for dinner with my brother for his birthday. Well, happy birthday to Click's brother, and hopefully we get a win on Click's brother's birthday for his brother and stuff like that. But yeah, it is going to be a hard game tonight because much like Miami found out in Miami, it's very hard to beat the same team twice. And it's the same thing for us. It's very, very hard to win 2 games in a row, especially when a team feels like they want to get some get back for having lost. And they're a little bit desperate because they've only won 1 game this whole season. This will be very much a test tonight. But I think the Raptors can take this test and pass very, very with flying colors. It's just they got to try and duplicate what they did last year a little bit more and do better with that and stuff like that. All right, guys. Listen, I got. Oh, hey, it's you. I thought it was somebody else. Are you all right? Okay, I'm filming right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, is everything okay here?
No, the power upstairs stopped.
Okay, I was expecting my girlfriend. That's why I thought I opened the door. She's gonna be here any minute.
Sure.
Okay, Al. Thank you. All right, it's my landlord. I don't know. Adriana's gonna be here any minute. She's got to drop her stuff off, and she's got to come during the live stream. So y'all gonna see Adriana in a second. I thought that's who it was, but it's the landlord banging on the door for next door upstairs and stuff like that right now. So, all right, we'll keep going. We don't let this kind of stuff distract us. We can continue and get this done. Let's see. All right, next question is. Okay, Joseph Starks is saying PJ Tucker is coming off an ACL injury, and Sixers added 2 more new players, House and Melton. This is why they are especially slow start. Also, Thibault backwards. You're making me read little riddles, Joseph. Isn't playing. Go Doc. I don't know why Thibault's not playing because Thibault is healthy. Thibault can play. He's not. It's not that he's missing these games. They're deciding not to play him right now, and I don't understand that because he's not listed on the injury report, and he should be fine. It's a very much a conscious decision by Doc Rivers not to play Thibault right now. So I don't understand this at all. It's very weird, very, very weird stuff and stuff like that. But Joseph starts trying to illuminate why the Sixers are so bad right now, and that's interesting. I mean, I know that House and Melton are playing a lot and they're new. But it really should, and I guess Tucker and Harrell are also very new. So maybe there is a transition that's happening right now. Let's see. Logical saying he's got to fight through it. And when people notice he's a great blocker that tends to transition to ref respect because they watch media to keep up to speed on teams they don't officiate. You're talking about Koloko. Yeah, he's going to learn. And like I said, if he listens to the refs and he understands what to do and he doesn't sass them like he sassed Tony Brothers the other day, he will be fine. They'll give him respect and they'll take care of him. They'll get more and more respect for his blocking and stuff like that. I love that block on Maxey. I'll keep talking about it. Logical Sam, I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so the NBA references hit with me as a student of the NBA as a whole. I like the fact that they try to use real Game of Thrones like storylines and character kind of types and stuff like that on the show. And that was really brilliant. And it was really cool. I watched a little bit of Game of Thrones. And so I kind of understand that world, But yeah, they did a good job. Honestly, it was a home run kind of idea. It's just that I was really upset with how it ended, that they don't make them anymore, that I want them to make more, and that they weren't fair about it is really like my biggest problems with it. Like they did that whole choke scene with Kyle Lowry and Jonas and them in that hall with Drake, and he takes the mask off and it's LeBron. And I'm just like, this isn't this isn't how it went. They can't do that choke scene because we weren't choke artists. We won the championship, and that totally irrelevated that scene of saying that the Raptors are choke artists. And that scene in itself pissed me off the most out of anything that they did on that content, because they were trying to paint us with a brush that the Raptors were a choke team. And well, they got proven wrong, and that's part of the reason why they stopped making that stupid ass show. So yeah, let's see. Monica's saying more news and notes. Jordan Lloyd is also expecting a baby. So everybody's getting babies. That's great. All right. I don't know. There's a lot of people coming and going outside my door this morning, and I'm not sure who it is. Okay, that was a landlord leaving. Okay, good. I don't necessarily like it when he shows up out of the blue like that. But I was really expecting Adriana. I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 people that have been coming through the door. I won't let it distract me. Let's just keep going. I'm a fun guy. Yes, I'm a fun guy. My dude. Yes, man. Good to see you. You holding it down nice out in the 905, baby? Yeah. I hope you have a good day and we win tonight. Yeah. Mike's saying, salute, fun guy. Check my new intro. Okay, we just got a new intro. I seen that intro on your last piece. It's cool. I'm glad you got something with a different thing. I think there's like OG and Kawhi are in it and stuff like that. It's good shit. All right, let's see. All right. I can go into the real mascot matchup. The last time we saw the real mascot, he's in a car with cosplay Benjamin Franklin, and he is escaping from this crazy sauna nurse situation that he was in. And he's in the car, and he's not really sure. He's in the back seat. Ben Franklin's in the front, and he's kind of like trying to figure out if he's safe. He doesn't know if Ben Franklin's friendly or not. He's just picked him up. Well, Ben Franklin's just kind of making casual talk. He's talking to him about different things like the weather and like his sister's pies. And, he's talking about like, on a nice day, I like to go out and fly a kite. Yeah, I like to take a kite out to the field and just put it right up there and up in the air. And so peaceful and calm, just watching a kite fly and stuff like that. And the Raptors like, this guy's cool. He's kind of like chill. He's got a good vibe. So he decides to like go and sit with him on the front seat. They stop and they come and you see they're palling around. They're becoming good friends. They're okay with each other, and that's cool. Cosplay Ben Franklin and Raptor are riding around, and the Ben Franklin's like, let's go have dinner at the diner, and they go and they sit and they have some food together. And the Raptor, he orders up a nice big stack of pancakes. Yeah, it's the evening, but he wants breakfast food for some reason. He gets that nice stack of pancakes, and there's some syrup there, and he sees it on the syrup. It says, "Oh, 100% Canadian maple syrup," and he's like, "Oh, this is exactly what I wanted." So he takes it and he pours it on real thick right in front of Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin's sitting there saying, "Those look good." And it's like, "Yeah, you can't have any." And he's like, he's putting them on real thick on top, and then he's like, "Yeah, you like this?" He's like, then he takes that pat of butter, puts it right in the middle. He's like, "Yeah, this is good." Ben Franklin's like, "Man, I wish I could have some of your pancakes." So he's like, "Well, why don't you order your own?" And the waiter comes over and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of pancake mix now. He got the last batch of pancakes and stuff like that." And so Ben Franklin's a little sad. He's a little sad because he wanted pancakes, but he didn't get them. Like the Raptors got them pancakes. Yeah. And in fact, so they're like, okay. And then they leave the diner and they're friends. They're cool. And like, it's just sad that Ben Franklin didn't get his pancakes. So what's going to happen next on the real mascot matchup? They went to dinner and Raptor ate the pancakes in front of cosplay Ben Franklin. He was very sad about it. Let's just put it that way. Pat of butter, 100% Canadian maple syrup, real thick on top. Yeah. And who knows? We'll have to see what happens next on the real mascot matchup. It's very mundane. It's very silly. It may be a little ordinary, maybe a little boring, but the story has deep overtones in it if you really listen to it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's your real mascot matchup. All right, Monique is saying, I believe Matt Cullen is covering and calling the 905 games this season. Okay, Matt Cullen. I'm not familiar with that name. That'll be interesting. Logical saying, no doubt. I spliced up OG's I don't shoot the miss with Quies. I'm a fun guy and spliced that out and insert logical rupture. Okay, yeah. I've seen it, Mike. I saw it. It's cool. Tom Duke saying Ben Franklin can be intense. Be wary. Yeah, he may be nice, but when you push him, he could be turning some. But he's being nice right now, Tom. So we'll just let him continue to be nice for right now. All right. So one more thing. Let me do this. Maybe I'll get done before she actually shows up. You won't have to. She won't get her appearance in the door. Instead, it'll be Al, the landlord, instead. Oh, no, that's not her car. All right. So the keys to victory tonight is listen, this is going to be a very different kind of game than on Wednesday in some ways because well, who knows? It's not guaranteed. They're going to have a little bit more gumption and more try hard in them, the Sixers, because they're going to have, if they have any pride whatsoever, they're going to want to try and beat us really badly tonight. They're going to want to improve their record. They're going to want to, if they care about their coach, to make him look good so he doesn't get fired. If they don't care about him, maybe they'll submarine and sabotage and try and get him fired. I don't know. That could be true also. We are going to have to see, but I am fully expecting them to be way better prepared and playing way harder tonight. So we have to play absolutely perfect. We have to make no mistakes on offense. We have to be crisp and perfect on our defensive rotations, really stymie them, and good things will happen. There's so much to build off of from Wednesday night to continue and hopefully duplicate and just do it tonight also. But we'll have to see if the game of adjustments is in play tonight. As far as Doc Rivers having different strategies for what he's going to try and do tonight, so it won't be so easy as for us to beat them. So I expect this to be an adjustments game and also a real test for the 76ers about whether they actually give a crap or not. Because in some ways, I don't totally know if they actually give a crap about winning or being a good team right now. Because it sure doesn't seem like it in some ways. So hopefully we can just build on what we did really well, have our guys shoot really well once again, and just be very dominant on both ends of the court like we were. If we're only dominant on the defensive side tonight and we don't have that offensive clicking like we did on Wednesday, this could be hard to win tonight. So it is really, we want both engines going on both ends of the court. But if we don't have that offensive engine going exactly right, like we have so far this season, except for last night and other couple other games, that's fine. We can still win this game, really, really battening down the hatches on the defensive end also. So just outplay them, and just let them make mistakes. Cause turnovers for James and Joel. That is a big thing that y'all did on Wednesday. Continue that. They are there to go get. And as much as you can, contain as many Sixers as you can. If you can't contain Maxey, then let Maxey go. If you can't contain Embiid, then let Embiid go. But if we contain every single other Sixer, and those are the only two guys getting 31 points, then we can still win and do good things. But we really do need to contain most of their team. And that was a big part of how we won the other day. Yes, yes, yes. Keys, keys, keys to the victory. Yes, I love that. That really cool thing. It's awesome. Country Kong is here. Good to see you. It's been a little bit. Raptor Street, what's going on? Hey, what's going on with you? I remember you from last season. You pop in a couple times here and there and say, hey, and I'm glad to see you here again, checking in on our chat this morning and stuff like that. All right, guys, just a real quick recap. The only person on the injury list for either side is Otto Porter Jr., and it's for personal reasons that are none of our business. So let's just wait and allow Otto to live his life and get things cleared up for himself, whatever he needs to do right now. We're supportive Raptors fan base, and we need to just respect and love Otto and be patient and allow him to be ready to play for us when he's ready. And then the refs tonight are weird. We've got Eric Lewis as the crew chief, 20-year ref, and he is not necessarily a friendly ref to us. The middle ref is Marat Kugat, and he is not a friendly ref to us at all. He is not. We have like a less than 40% win percentage when he is reffing, and Philadelphia has a way better win percentage under him, 48%. So they are winning way more when Marat Kugat is refereeing. And then the last ref is unknown. Pat O'Connell, he's refereed one game his entire career. So maybe he's a bully guy that Nick Nurse can push around. Maybe he can intimidate him a little bit to make calls in the favor of the Raptors and stuff like that. That'd be cool. I'd like that. Let's see what else is going on. Tom Duke is saying the Sixers are favored tonight. Now that doesn't make sense, does it? We got this. Well, in some ways, I could see where they are because they're desperate in some ways and stuff like that. Philly is favored. Yeah, I know that's really, yeah, I get it. I'm with you, Mike, on that, it doesn't make sense in some ways. All right, y'all. Have a great Friday. We really want to win today. We want to beat Philadelphia both these games because they're important for the season series. They're important for many different things over the course of this season. They're important for bragging rights. They're important for get back from the playoffs last year. They're important to show dominance over the Sixers so that they can feel awful at the end of the night and have a lot of soul searching and a lot of questions and about like doubt and stuff like that. We want to make them doubt themselves. We want to make them feel like they're imposters in the NBA right now because they look like it right now. And we want that to continue. We don't want to give them good vibes where they feel good. Now, let's watch for those refs and see if they're going to help Philadelphia because they don't want Philadelphia to be such a dumpster fire. Trust me, the NBA head office does not want Philly to be 1-5 at the end of the night. And we'll have to see if the NBA head office is trying to manipulate this game to a win for Philadelphia because of that reason. So I really don't want to be jaded and cynical about this, but I really do feel like they may be trying to do this tonight, just so y'all know. So really watch the refs and how they call it and whether it's fair or not. Now, we know we're good enough to overcome whatever they throw at us. They can have the refs against us. The team could be doing this and that, and we could still win. And we may have to do that tonight. So even if the refs are against us, we are good enough to beat them too. And that's what I'll say. Evelyn's saying, yeah, let's go Raps. Let's go Logical Raptors fanatic Mike. Let's go Tom Duke. Let's go Country Kong. Let's go Sue. Let's go Joseph Starks. I'm a fun guy. Everybody who's here with me, Bradley, Click, everybody who's been here in the stream, Monique, Evelyn, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Let's have a great Friday, TGIF, and let's watch a great Raptors win over the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Let's not let them get any good feelings going. Let's be mean. Let's be mean, like Pascal Siakam was mean to PJ Tucker the other night. Let's be very stingy and mean, and let's continue them and on this path of self-doubt for the 76ers right now. That's right. Let's go. See y'all tonight. Have a great day, y'all. Subscribe if you like anything you heard today on my channel, and share if you can put me in other places like you did on NBA Chef this week. G, thank you. You guys are doing a great help and bringing more people in here. I did tell some people at the event last night to start following me and maybe check out my channel also. So if anybody's joined or watched this morning because of seeing me yesterday at the pop-up, thank you. And I am here every single morning, 9:30 a.m. Tomorrow we'll be reacting to the game. Hopefully a Raptors W, a big fat W tonight. Go get it, Scottie. Be great for Pascal. You are him. Pascal NBA. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptors.